Hey guys, this is TGKS Productions. With the casino update just around the corner, I wanted to make a quick money guy video that will net you around $400,000 in a little over an hour and $1 million legitimately in close to 3 hours and can be done solo. That's right, this method can be done completely by yourself. I always recommend playing online with friends, however sometimes they aren't always able to get on. Whether for work, family events, or anything else may be going on, this method accounts for all of them. Now, there may be something similar to this method elsewhere on YouTube, but I guarantee it wasn't explained in the same manner. Before we continue, I just want to say that I've been playing GTA 5 online for almost 6 years now and I have plenty of experience. I'm a legit level 1235 with over $560 million, so you're learning among the best here. I'm not doing this for clickbait or just for views, or maybe for views. I mean, how else are you going to see this video? But seriously, I'm a hardcore GTA 5 online player that's had years of experience and I have plenty of confidence in my methods. Now before I get into this method, be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video, as I promise you won't be disappointed. Alright, on to the method. Now for this method, you're going to need an import-export warehouse, an MK2 presser, and terabyte. Just noting, this is only if you're grinding for the $400,000 in a little over an hour. Not saying you can't continue this method, but if you're planning on grinding for a few hours, there's a couple of things I would like to add to this. If you're going for the 3-hour one, you're going to need a fully upgraded bunker and nightclub as well, but we'll get into that later. Also, another note, for the import-export warehouse, you need to make sure your warehouse has the right percentage of vehicles so you're only sourcing top-range cars. I believe it's around 63% full. There's other videos on YouTube that cover this in case you don't know how that works. Okay, so once again, at a minimum, you need an import-export warehouse, terabyte, and MK2 presser. You want to begin by sourcing and selling a car. I recommend doing it from your terabyte, however for the first car it really doesn't matter if you start from your CEO office or terabyte. Like I said, if your percentage is correct, you should only be sourcing top-range cars. After selling the vehicle you just sourced, which will net you around $80,000 profit, depending on your repair cost for the vehicle, you want to immediately spawn your MK2 presser from your terabyte services in your interaction menu. Fly over to the main Maze Bank Tower and then a bit past it, heading further south towards LSIA and Terminal. You don't need to go as far down the map as LSIA or Terminal. I just use those for direction purposes. This is very important because you're going to be starting a Headhunter, which is a VIP mission. If you start this too far up the city or outside the city, your targets will be spread out more and it will take more time to eliminate them, therefore ruining the efficiency of this method. If you've done this correctly, it shouldn't have taken you more than 2 or 3 minutes to complete the Headhunter. This will net you a little over $20,000 profit. Next, you want to fly back to your terabyte and start a terabyte mission. Another tip to add to this, depending on where your terabyte last was, you may want to return it to your storage and respawn it. A lot of times when I start a mission, I return my terabyte to storage and then respawn it as soon as I've completed the mission, so that it will spawn near me. This saves time overall. Now when starting a terabyte mission specifically for this method, you only want to stick to the first 3 missions. 1 because they're the quickest, and 2 the last 2 can't be done solo and don't even pay out as much as the first 4. Armed robbery is the quickest terabyte mission and first on the list, so start with that one and use your presser to complete it. Once complete, the mission should have net you a little over $30,000 profit. I also want to note here, when doing the terabyte mission, targeted data, which will be on your second round, make sure your terabyte is around or a bit below the main Maze Bank Tower when starting the mission, so your targets aren't as spread out, similar to the Headhunter. Essentially, you want to repeat this process 2 more times. The only difference is with the last round or third round, you want to finish with an extra Headhunter. So it would go source car, sell it, Headhunter, terabyte mission, and Headhunter. This is confusing. This is essentially what your hour should have looked like. You source a car, sell it, $80,000 profit. Headhunter, you're going to make around $20,000 500 profit. Then you can do a terabyte mission, around $31,000 profit. You repeat that 3 times. Like I said, with the exception with an extra Headhunter on the 3rd round. The reasoning behind this rotation has to do with timers. For instance, after you sell a car, you have a 20-minute timer until you can sell another car. Therefore, doing a Headhunter, terabyte mission, and then sourcing another car typically eliminates the timer. If you find yourself completing everything before the timer ends, do another Headhunter and then come back. The timer should definitely be ready by then. Now if we do the math for this, this is the total we get for doing everything 3 times with the exception of the Headhunter being 4. Total profit for exporting cars is around $240,000 profit. Total with headhunters is $82,000 profit. Total with terabyte missions is $93,000 profit. Total overall profit would be $415,000 profit. Now this is a little over $400,000, however, you definitely will have at least some repair costs on your import and export vehicles, so try not to go over $15,000 in damage on your vehicles. Now earlier in this video I stated that if you plan to grind this for more than 1 hour and going for close to 2.5 or 3 hours, I recommended adding 2 steps to this method. So obviously if you're grinding for a couple to a few hours, you want to continue this method, but add 2 steps that will make you an easy 200 to 250,000 more, barely doing anything. What you want to do is, even before starting to grind at all, you want to buy supplies for your bunker. Now if you already have supplies in your bunker, this may throw this off a bit depending on how much is currently in your bunker. If you're under $160,000 to $170,000 worth of supplies, you can sell this solo and only get 1 vehicle. Anything over that will require 2 vehicles, and you may be taking a risk selling at that point, so I won't recommend that, but it's up to you. Anyways, if you buy 1 set of supplies for your bunker when empty, it takes around 2.5 hours to completely use up those supplies. As I stated in this video, the grind method explained earlier will likely take a little over an hour, close to 1 hour and 15 minutes. If you ran through the grind method explained earlier twice, that's just enough time for the supplies in the bunker to be produced and sold. Selling these supplies to Los Santos will net you around $125,000 profit as a minimum. I say as a minimum because you get bonus cash depending on how many people are in the lobby. On top of that, it costs $75,000 to buy the supplies and you make around $210,000 selling them. Therefore, you make at a minimum $125,000 profit. Once you buy supplies to your bunker, you want to head over to your nightclub if you have one and make sure you're curing goods for your cargo and shipments, sporting goods, South American imports, pharmaceutical research, and cash creation. If you don't have all of them, that's fine, just secure as many of the goods listed above as possible. Those goods pay out the most profit. After around 2.5 hours, I had around $123,000 worth of goods to sell, and after around 3 hours, I had $141,500 worth of goods to sell. Also, this is pure profit as it doesn't cost anything to get these supplies. However, you do lose 10% of anything you sell in the nightclub up to $1 million. So if you were to sell $123,000 worth of goods, you'd make $110,700 profit. And if you were to sell $141,500 worth of goods, you'd make $127,350 profit. When you go to sell the bunker in the nightclub, I recommend selling the bunker first, as once the supplies that were bought are used up, no more goods will be produced, whereas it takes 2 days to completely fill up a nightclub, so you want to let that fill up as much as possible before you go to sell it. Therefore, that's why I recommend selling that last. Once again, if you're grinding for a few hours, first, buy supplies for your bunker, then make sure your nightclub is set up properly. From there, you just want to run through the grind that I explained earlier, ending it by selling your bunker and your nightclub. So just to prove you'd make over $1 million in around 3 hours, if you were to run through the first part of this grind twice, this will net you around $800,000 profit. When you sell your bunker, you'll make around $125,000 profit. At this point, you should have made around $925,000 profit. Depending on whether you decide to sell your nightclub at the 2.5 hour mark or 3 hour mark, you should make around $110,700 and $127,350 profit. That would bring you to a grand total of around $1,035,700 to $1,052,350 profit. And remember, this was all done solo. Anyways, before I end this video, I just want to give you a few more tips when going through this grind. Number 1, I recommend doing this in a smaller lobby. This is hopefully to prevent you from getting griefed by other players. Remember, when selling your nightclub, your bunker, always use the CO option so that you have Ghost. And remember to always use Ghost as needed. Also, remember that off the radar hides you from the orbital cannon. It doesn't hide your cargo, but the orbital cannon also doesn't target cargo, but only players, so that will protect you from that. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video and I know it will help a lot. Once again, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video, and stay tuned for more guide videos in the future for both GTA 5 Online and Red Dead Redemption, as well as daily streams. Yeah.